Zachary. Hey, Chris. This is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks so much for our one-on-one this morning. Loved chatting with you earlier, and I wanted to go ahead and get this video shot and out to you to show you how your maintenance services at Vesta Property Services is stacking up against the competition online, and to give you some tips that you can do to improve things. So, as I mentioned earlier today, as Google is crawling the web, it's really looking for three things. And those three things are content, citations, and backlinks. So, those are the things I'm going to be talking about today. And when I'm talking about content, I'm really just referring to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is going to kind of depend on the competition and also the number of keywords needed. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. And I know it says I say keyword, but it really is can be a bunch of words combined, so a keyword phrase as well. So let's take a look at what a Google search might look like. So when we were talking this morning, I was really looking at pressure washing Gainesville, Florida, because you mentioned that you really want to keep your pressure washer super busy, and that is one of the services that you want to concentrate on. Now, when I do that, what comes up first is a map pack. We call this a map pack. Um, and this is being used more and more by consumers looking for services or products. And of course, the reason it's just so easy to use. There's a ton of information at the fingertip. There's reviews telling you how many years people are in business, links to websites, directions to how to get there, like all kinds of information right there. And most people will pick one of these top three. And like I said, by being in the this morning, by being in the top three of this map pack, you'll see about a 30% increase in traffic over just your organic results. Now, to get in this top three, you need to, one, have a Google business profile. Now, you guys do have one. We talked about it. I would recommend if you're wanting to really build that maintenance side of your division, that you create a second Google business page strictly for the maintenance, but you do have one for Vesta Property Services. So you need a Google business profile. You want to make sure that profile is completely filled out just as much as possible. And you also want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories as possible. So that can be everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages, just anything like that. Even Facebook can be a directory. And pretty much the more times you have that happen, so your name, address, and phone number in the same format appearing in these directories, the more power it gives your profile. Every place that you do that is considered a citation. So the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So below this map pack is what we consider or call the organics. It's the organic rankings. Just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. Now, I did go ahead and pull up your website, but I was concentrating, since we're just talking about the maintenance services, I wanted to really look just at your maintenance page. So I've got that particular back page of Vesta Property Services pulled up. And so let's take a look at it. So like I said, you want to have between 1,500 and 2,000 words on the page. So there's a lot of room for improvement here. When I plugged this into a word counter, I see that you're sitting at about 622 words. So you definitely have room to be able to add more keywords and more descriptive stuff to your page. I do like the fact that you've got kind of all of your service listed out. You talk about the pressure washing, but you also talk about flooring and tiling and pool maintenance. So you've definitely got all of these different aspects of your maintenance services, which is great. So that is a really good thing. I did notice though is, now you don't have a lot of pictures in here, but for the one picture, like these aren't really considered pictures by themselves. This is a picture though. If I go to save image as, I want to take a look at what the file name is. I can see that the file name is actually vxccvcxv-1.png. So you can actually save any pictures as keywords also. So that allows you to get even more kind of keyword volume into any web pages through those pictures. Just a small tip. or that your content, so those words and images on your site, is what allows you to really let Google know all about you and what you want to be found for. So you want to place keywords that people are utilizing already all throughout your page so that you tell Google exactly what kind of people might be interested in your service. So, for example, if you are doing pressure washing in Gainesville, Florida, you want to make sure there's no doubt that Google is aware of that. Now, going back to this Google search, when we were looking for pressure wash in Gainesville, the top two competitors were actually WilsonExteriorCleaning.com and also OpalIndustries.com. They both do pressure washing in Gainesville, Florida. So I picked those to compare you against, but I also did a secondary search and looked for just maintenance services Gainesville, Florida. So you don't show in the map pack for that, but you do show up um, actually at the top of the organic results for that. So if somebody is actually searching for that, you will come up at the top. So that's awesome. Um, so the company right below you in this case is yourgts.com. So I actually picked that as well to just kind of take a brief look at. Now let's take a look at your website and just for the page related to maintenance on what your stats actually looks like. This is the same tool that I pulled up this morning. And basically what I'm seeing is you are getting about 3 visits per month to your maintenance page. And that is based off of 13 keywords. And if I drill down, I can actually see what those keywords are. And so the top one looks like that you have is maintenance handyman. Well, that particular keyword phrase is being searched 150 times per month. Well, you're in position 12 for that. So it is getting you a little bit of traffic, 3 visits per month, but it's not really doing a whole bunch because you are a little bit further down in the pack. Most of the time, you want to be at the very least in the top 10, like position 10 or 10, position 1 to 10, um, or if it's a little, you can kind of be a little bit later if it's a higher volume, but really ideally you want to be in position 1 to 10. These other ones, handyman, lawn care, maintenance companies, these all have good search volume, but you're not in any position that's letting you get any traffic for it. So let's go take a look at some of that competition. So this is that GTS, Gainesville Turnover Specialist. It's a property maintenance company. So when I'm looking at their website, I can actually see that they're getting about 554 hits per month on average, and that's unique visitors. And if I drill down to their keywords, you can see, for example, um, hire carpet cleaners. Well, that particular keyword is getting 600 search volume per month. They're in position 9 for that, so they're in that top 10, and that's getting them, well, actually, it's not really getting them anything. Wait, yeah, it is. 17, sorry, 17 visits per month. And then Handyman Gainesville, Florida, that again is being searched 600 times per month. They're in position 11, so they're getting about 13 visits per month out of that. If we look over here at the Wilson Exterior Cleaning, this is one of those pressure washing top contenders. They get about 338 visits per month, and that's being driven from 261 keywords. Let's just take a quick peek at that. So pressure washing Gainesville, that's being searched 350 times per month. They're in position 2, so that's actually getting them 121 visits per month off of that keyword alone. So you can tell like just how important it is to target what people are really searching for. And then the Opal, we can look at them. They're getting about 100 visits per month off of 160 keywords. And let's see what that's showing. As soon as it comes up, pressure washing Gainesville. Again, 350 times per month being searched. They're in position 4, so they're getting 39 visits. But the difference then between that, what were they, the other people's, number 2 to number 4 was a very big difference in traffic. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is what we call backlinks. A backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another via clickable or hyperlink text. So these links act like an endorsement of your website from other websites and other businesses, which Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing these other businesses vouch for you. So it's kind of like a popularity content contest where the person with the most wins, but not all links are created equal. So those relevant to your website will count more, as will those that are local. So, and then additionally, the links coming in should be trustworthy in their own under their own power, and they should also be powerful. So one of the ways that I can compare your backlink profile is by looking at these scores right here. So these two scores, this DR and UR, allow me to compare websites regardless of industry, regardless of the number of backlinks coming in, because again, they're not all equal. So you could have a super powerful backlink, and that's going to count way more than one that is not. So DR has to do with how much does Google trust the links coming in. The links coming into your domain are pretty trustworthy. So you got a relatively high score at 42, and this is on a scale of 0 to 100. So there, as far as, actually this is power. So as far as trust goes, you're looking at the UR rating, which is 0.5, again, on a scale of 0 to 100. So the trustworthy isn't necessarily there. The power is, but not necessarily the trustworthiness. Ideally, this ratio should be as close to 1 as possible. So these numbers should be pretty close in matching. There's obviously some disparity there, so there's some room for improvement on the number of backlinks kind of coming in. If I take a look at the Gainesville turnover specialist, you can see that they're kind of sitting at a 4.9 and a 16. So a little bit less of a difference, not as high, obviously, on the power scale, but higher on the trust. And then for Wilson exterior cleaning, again, 0.1, 4.2. You can just kind of see these are kind of disparate. And 15 and 6. So again, those links are not created equal, so you kind of have to look at it like they're weighted. So once all of these things come together, so the backlinks, the citations, the content, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers find you. Hope this information was helpful. Would love to hear feedback on it. I do enjoy doing these, and I enjoy making sure that they are actually helpful. So let me know if you have any questions about anything. If you find yourself wanting to learn more, again, feel free to reach out and I can get you some more information. I also would love to chat kind of about those goals that you guys have, and I can do research at that point to figure out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it would take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori. I'm with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to your feedback.